Net neutrality is considered by many to be the Obama administration's signature policy on tech. Remember, this is the idea internet service providers like AT&T and Verizon can't create fast and slow lanes for web traffic, putting companies like Netflix at their mercy. The FCC passed rules in 2015 prohibiting this, but the election of Donald Trump has many industry watchers concerned that net neutrality could end up on the chopping block come 2017. While he didn't have a clear policy platform on the issue, Trump once tweeted in 2014, Obama's attack on the internet is another top-down power grab. Net neutrality is the fairness doctrine, will target conservative media. Joining us now to discuss what may happen to the idea under a Trump administration is internet industry analyst and author Larry Downs. Also with us from Washington, TechFreedom President Berin Szoka. So Larry, you know this issue inside and out. The idea is that Trump would eliminate net neutrality. What do you think could actually happen?
So I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think in that tweet that you mentioned was really in response to President Obama's announcement that he wanted the FCC to turn ISPs into public utilities, which the FCC did. That's the part of the ruling in 2015 that I think will go. But I think the net neutrality rules themselves aren't all that controversial. They either Congress or a new FCC may move them back to the Federal Trade Commission, but I don't really think that they're going anywhere.
So that means you think it'll remain basically business as usual, no fast and slow lanes?
Yes, business as usual for net neutrality, not business as usual, though, for this reclassification of ISPs as utilities. That, I think, will
So
go.
What would it mean for Netflix?
It won't change anything as far as Netflix is concerned, or for consumers, for that matter. In fact, none of these rules were really being violated in the years before the FCC had rules in the first place, because the Federal Trade Commission was already on the job enforcing them.
Now, Berin, our Bloomberg intelligence analysts have analyzed, outlined three possible ways that the policy could change. One, through the courts. We're expecting Trump to indeed appoint another Supreme Court justice, through Congress limiting the FCC's ability, or via a new Trump-appointed chair of the FCC. The FCC would then change the rules themselves. What do you think is the most likely path forward?
Well, I think you can count on the new FCC chairman, whoever that is, as Larry says, to start undoing the legal claims of authority that underlay the two open internet orders we've seen. And once that happens, I think that will, by default, kick the issue back to the Federal Trade Commission, which, as Larry said, could have addressed this issue starting about 10 years ago. And then that really forces Democrats to decide, do they really want to take the legislative deal that Republicans offered them last year? And if they do, they may succeed in getting some version of the issue back to the Federal Communications Commission, or they may get the Federal Trade Commission to have rulemaking power. But I think Larry's basically right. You're not going to see this issue change fundamentally. The 2010 rules were never really controversial at their core, and industry, if they had to, would sign up today to a regulatory pledge that would be enforced by the Federal Trade Commission.
Now, Larry, there has been debate over the authority of the FCC in general, whether it's net neutrality or some other issues. Do you think that authority will again be questioned in a Trump administration?
Yes, so I think so. I mean, the question has always been, in 1996, did Congress give the FCC any authority over broadband? And that's what we've really been fighting about for the last 10 years. It's not really clear. Congress may step in now and make this much clearer, I think, than they did. That was part of the bill that Berin mentioned. The FCC may voluntarily sort of reinterpret it itself and say, no, we're going back to the version we had all along up until Chairman Wheeler. But that will definitely be a keystone of what the new FCC will do, is to kind of re-examine its own authority and decide, what did Congress really mean, what really is our limit.